This somatic movement flow is called rocking knees. The intention of this movement is to strengthen and bring awareness to the side of the abdominal wall, including your obliques along your waistline. So as per usual, we're going to teach this with 3 different variations so that you can decide what feels best for your body, what feels comfortable, yet a little challenging. Once we learn the 3 variations, we'll choose which one feels best, and then we'll take several repetitions before creating a full pandiculation where we release all of our muscular effort so that the brain can soak in all of our new strength. So as you're ready, we're going to begin laying on our back. And we'll just start with an initial Soma stand to check in and see how we're feeling in this moment. Allow the legs to extend long, adjust so that your hips, shoulders, and clothes feel comfortable, and then allow the arms to rest by your sides. Feel the back of the neck long, allow your eyes to close, and allow your jaw to relax. Inviting in a cleansing breath, breathing in through the nose. Beautiful, sigh it out. And then just take a moment to feel all of the sensations that you might notice from the inside out. You might sweep your awareness from the feet up through the head, or you might choose to start from the head and move through to the feet. And then inviting another cleansing breath. And we'll begin this somatic stability movement with of rocking knees by bending the knees and placing the feet flat. So you could take your arms and leave them by your sides, or you might allow the arms to reach out to a T, and that could just offer a little more support for the body. We'll bring the feet and knees together. So while we will be working rotation of the spine, the way that we can ensure that the rotation stays in the spine and we don't begin rotating from the shoulders or the pelvis is that we keep the knees side by side. If you imagine a piece of Velcro between your knees, keeping them together, so that you don't feel one knee sliding in front of or behind the other, okay? So the knees stay stuck together, best friends, and then we want to keep the shoulders connected to the floor. So feeling that you have an equal amount of weight across the entire upper back shoulder blade area. The first variation, we'll keep our feet on the floor. As you're ready, we'll start to let the knees sway to the left. Now, as they sway to the left, you'll have to lift your right foot because there's Velcro between your knees. And you're gonna lift your right hip. You're gonna pause before your right shoulder comes off of the ground and take a moment to feel into where you're noticing heightened sensations. Then, as you're ready, you're gonna see if you can use the oblique, the waistline on your right side, and pull your right hip and your knees back to the center. Good. Good. We'll practice the same variation with the knees falling towards the right. So as you feel ready, your knees will start to sway towards the right. The left foot will have to lift because your knees are best friends, stuck together by Velcro. The left hip lifts, but the left shoulder remains connected to the earth. Take a moment to feel any heightened sensations, and you could even explore little arches and flattenings to see if that might help bring more awareness into the somatic center. And then as you're ready, slowly and mindfully, draw the left hip back to the earth and let the knees come back to the center. Beautiful. So from here, we'll take our second variation. So with this variation, we're going to just simply lift the right foot off of the ground, keeping the knees together. So this is going to create a little more weight, a little more leverage for the right oblique to pull back when we get to that point. Notice his calf is parallel to the earth and the knees are still together. As you're ready, you'll let your knees start to fall towards the left. The left hip will lift, or the right hip will lift, excuse me, and the right shoulder stays to the earth. Take a moment to pause before the right shoulder blade lifts up and notice where you're feeling heightened sensations of strength, effort. Maybe explore a little bit of arching and curling through the pelvis. And then with a breath, maybe exploring the exhale as you pull through your right oblique and draw the legs back to the center, and then the right foot can return to the earth. At any time, you're welcome to take a cleansing breath, of course. And let's explore this variation, moving the opposite way. So, knees are together, best friends for life, and we're going to lift the left foot, bringing the calf parallel to the floor. Beautiful. Take a moment just to feel if there's any heightened senses here. Lower abdominals draw in and up, and then the knees will slowly start to sway to the right. The left hip lifts, the rotation stays in the spine, left shoulder is down, knees stick together. Take a moment to pause, notice the sensations, maybe explore some movement. You can always place your left hand to your waist if that helps you connect. And then, as you're ready, slowly, mindfully, draw the hip back to the earth, draw the knees back to the center, and allow the left foot to return. Good. Maybe a cleansing breath. And if either of those variations felt just right for you, you can stick with them, or you can come along into the third variation. So for this variation, we will bring both knees into tabletop position, so both feet will lift. Already, there's lots of effort happening in the core here. Draw the low belly in, see if you can feel the lower back flatten, maybe noticing the front ribs drawing down. Your knees are best friends, keep them together, and we're gonna let the knees slowly start to draw their way to the left. The right hip lifts, the right shoulder stays down. Pause before the right shoulder lifts. So you might not go very far here, and that is okay. Notice your sensations. Maybe explore a little bit of movement. And then perhaps exploring an exhalation, engaging your right oblique and drawing mindfully the right hip back to the earth and the knees to center. The feet can come down, take a moment to rest. Maybe a cleansing breath. And then let's take that variation, letting the knees fall the opposite way. So back to tabletop, best friends for life, stay stuck together. And then as you're ready, slowly, with the abdominals engaged, the knees will start to fall towards the right. The left hip lifts. You pause before the left shoulder lifts off of the earth. We don't want the shoulder girdle to rotate. We're isolating the rotators of the trunk, the spine, the abdominals. Take a moment to observe, explore. You can arch and flatten. And then maybe with the exhalation, if that feels natural, we'll draw the knees back together, being best friends. And then allow the feet to come to the earth. So those are our three variations. Now, you can take a moment to let your legs extend, allow yourself to let go of all of your effort. And then we'll continue to build the strength, kind of break down a little bit of the musculature with repetitions. So we're going to repeat the rocking knees 3 times in each direction. Take a moment to choose which variation you feel would feel best for you, whether it's both feet flat, maybe one leg comes to tabletop and then you would just switch in the middle before going to the other side, or maybe both knees coming into tabletop. What would feel best for you today, James?
I think I would enjoy bringing my legs down in thirds.
Okay.
With both my knees in the tabletop.
Beautiful. I love that. All right. So for this, we'll move slower through the descent of the knees, bringing the knees down in thirds. So stabilize the somatic center, belly pulls in, pelvic floor muscles lift. Wherever your feet are, your knees are together. As you're ready, we'll start to the right. So the knees may fall 1/3 of the way to the right. Pause and notice. Then 2/3 of the way to the right. Pause and notice. And then maybe 3/3 or all the way to the right as far as they can go, maintaining the shoulder stability. And then using the core, the right side of the obliques, will draw the knees back to center. I loved how that looked. I feel strong just watching. All right. You can take a moment to rest, and then we're going to go to the opposite side. So as you are ready, knees together, somatic stability, center is turned on, and the knees will fall 1/3 of the way to the right. Pause, notice, 2/3 of the way to the right. We are not letting go of all of our effort just yet. 3/3 of the way to the right. The left shoulder is on the earth. Try and get these knees together so we're not rotating the pelvis, but it's all from the spine. And then utilizing the left side of the abdominals, we'll pull the pelvis back to the center, the knees back to the center. And if your feet were lifted, feel free to let them take a momentary break. We can extend the legs long. Perhaps a cleansing breath. And allow yourself here, let go of all of your effort. Notice how you feel. Maybe bring your awareness to the somatic center, to the abdominals, observing maybe any heat or vibration or pulsation. And then from the center, expand your awareness outward into the entire body. I hope you enjoyed our somatic stability of rocking knees today. Enjoyed that movement flow. Thank you. Namaste.